when South Korean President Lee Jae-myung met Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, the optics went beyond routine diplomacy. They smiled, they shook hands, they even took selfies together. The meeting signaled a possible reset in a relationship that had remained strained for nearly a decade. Well, this is the first visit by a South Korean leader to China since 2019. Regional security remains top of the agenda, and at the center of this lies one of South Korea's most powerful exports, K-pop, the country's music genre. Well, the Korean pop culture in China is under an unofficial ban. But Lee's current visit may change that. Calling for a new phase in bilateral ties, he raised issues of regional security. He also focused on cultural exchange during talks with Xi as part of his 4-day visit to China.
South Korea and China are geographically close and share many cultural values due to our historical ties. Furthermore, leveraging artificial intelligence, a future-oriented technology, the two countries can and must carry out cooperation in new dimensions. Consumer products such as daily necessities, cosmetics, food, as well as cultural content industries such as movies, music, games, and sports are expected to become new drivers to break through development bottlenecks.
According to South Korea's presidential spokesperson, Lee and Xi agreed to discuss the gradual expansion of cultural exchanges. No specific commitments were announced regarding K-pop, concerts, or drama imports. But the acknowledgment of expanding cultural ties itself marks a shift in tone. Although China has never officially banned K-pop, South Korean cultural content has faced sweeping restrictions since 2016. The measures follow Seoul's decision to deploy the US THAAD missile defense system. Beijing viewed that move as a threat to its national security. In response, China imposed what came to be known as a soft ban on Korean cultural exports. Concerts were cancelled, Korean dramas disappeared from streaming platforms, and K-pop artists were quietly excluded from Chinese broadcasts, advertisements, and public events. The once dominant Korean wave, or Hallyu, was effectively pushed out of one of its largest overseas markets. The economic impact was significant. China had been one of the most lucrative destinations for K-pop tours and entertainment investments. Restrictions also disrupted years of cultural exchange that had helped define East Asia's pop culture landscape. So the timing of Lee's visit is critical, as South Korea remains on heightened alert due to North Korea's continued missile tests. It's notable that China remains among North Korea's closest allies. South Korea seeks to maintain a functional relationship with Beijing as a strategic necessity, while it continues its security alliance with the United States. Even as Beijing and Seoul seek to rebuild relations, President Lee's visit does not guarantee the immediate return of K-pop concerts or Korean dramas to Chinese screens, but it does suggest that cultural diplomacy is once again part of the conversation. Well, after nearly a decade of silence, even tentative discussions about lifting restrictions mark a meaningful step forward. For South Korea, the hope is that music, drama, and shared cultural space can succeed where politics once faltered, and that the rhythm of K-pop may once again find an audience across the Yellow Sea. The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.